And by me sending the principal out there, got her fired. Our class had no idea, and we all thought she died in the fire.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Yeah, hey, good morning. My name is Brock.
I'm Dalby.
How the heck we doing, Dalby?
I'm good. I almost have my full voice back after our road trip weekend.
Yeah, man. You sound like you smoked 3 packs of cigarettes this weekend.
Just celebrated my 3-year anniversary of being off the darts, and I've never sounded worse.
I do gotta say, I think we deserve a round of applause. Because we survived our road trip together, 9 hours in a car together, and we did not kill each other.
That's right. Yeah. I actually had like good conversation and listened to the playlist that the friends of the show built for us.
Yo, straight up, yeah. Shout out to everyone who threw something on the playlist. There was some bangers on there, a couple sleepers, I will say.
The nice thing is there was some really bad stuff on there, but that almost was like a bonding opportunity for the two of us to look at each other and be like, "Wow, whoever did that sucks."
Someone threw that Dokken or Dokken, I don't know how to pronounce it.
Dokken, yeah, man.
They're sick.
Yeah,
that band is
man.
Unreal. Yeah,
it was a lot of fun. So again, thank you to everybody who added to that.
I will say I do think it is a big accomplishment for our friendship. I think, as someone who's been in a relationship for 6 years and done many of road trips with their partners, the fact that we did not have one dispute the entire time, I think, is very impressive.
Yeah, honestly, I'm even trying to think of whether we debated anything, but it was more just talking, and that's the real sign of a friendship or a relationship of, can you fill the space and can you sit in the silence?
You didn't even yell at me when I passed that transport truck, and it was very questionable with the car coming onto us.
I do believe my exact words were, "Well, that was a choice."
I know if I was in the car with Courtney, it would have been 10 minutes of why would you do something like that?
I thought about it, then I was like, well, here we are back in the right lane in one piece, so I guess we'll just move on with our day.
And I think, I realized where our friendship is at is you know me so well that we got to a certain point where you looked at me and was like, do you want to switch driving?
Yeah. Because the polite thing to do, even as a passenger princess, is to offer hey, I can get us the rest of the way if you would like. But knowing full well that you are not the sort of person who likes to give up control of a situation.
If I start sitting in the passenger seat, that's when we'll get cranky. All of a sudden, I'll start complaining. I'll be like, this drive sucks. I have to be driving. I have to. So you're right. I do have to be in control, I guess.
See, but what I did appreciate, and again, this is the honesty between two people who were just on the road for as many hours as we were. You looked me in the eye and told me, I can let you drive. I am going to get grumpy about it. No. And that's handshakes. You stay in the driver's seat and I'll stay over here working the radio.
I realized in our relationship that I might be the girlfriend in this situation.
Did you know that if you're from Tampa Bay, down in Florida, that you're known as a Tampanian?
A Tampanian?
What an awful thing to be called.
Is that the thing the locals call each other?
Yeah. Well, even according to the census, a citizen of Tampa Bay in the United States is a Tampanian. I found that out. I was listening to a podcast with Big E, the former WWE wrestler who broke his neck, and he was talking about mental health and stuff like that. But he said, he's somebody as a Tampanian from Tampa Bay. And I was like, there's no way. That's the actual term.
I mean, what else would you call him, I guess, though?
I don't know.
A tamper?
A bayman?
A bayman?
a bay person?
But there's too many cities with bay in them to take that.
To narrow it down. It got me thinking, though, because we've talked on the show before about how Canada has some fascinating names for towns, for cities, for communities, and then even some of the more normal names when you try to figure out what would you call someone. Mm-hmm. So I've got some Canadian cities and I'm going to give you 2 options.
Okay.
I'm going to see if you can figure out which one is the actual census proper term for a person from the city. So we'll start with one that most people know, Halifax, Nova Scotia. Are they Halifaxers or Haligonians?
Ooh, I love Haligonians.
Yeah.
Is it Haligonian?
It is Haligonians. Yeah. Which I don't know how you get there.
That's tight though.
But it's sick. Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan. We spent some time in that area. Are they Moose Javians or Moose Jars?
Ooh, I feel like I should know this. Moose Jars?
No, it's Moose Javians.
Moose Javians?
Which is another one. I'm like, where does the V come from? Temagami, Ontario. Temagaminos or Temagamites?
That's right by New Liskeard, too.
Yeah, you should know this one.
Tamagamites?
It is Tamagamites, yes. Although I do love Tamagaminos. Balzac, Alberta. Are they Balzers or Balzacians?
It's got to be Balzacians.
It's Balzacians.
Yeah, there's no way they'd go by Balzers. That's crazy.
In the same vein, Balls Falls, Ontario. Ballsians or just Ballers?
Ballers is sick.
Ballers
Please
would be
it's
dope.
not Ballers, but please be Ballers.
It's Ballshins, unfortunately. A couple more here. Let's go to Climax, Saskatchewan. Are they climbers or CLIMAXIANS?
They're probably climbers, right?
No, they're Climaxians.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
Which is sick.
That's awesome.
Dildo, Newfoundland.
Oh, my God.
Are they Dildonians or Dildoers? Very
Dildonians, right?
They are Dildonians, yes.
And they should just call each other toys.
One of my favorite parts of the road trip, I mean, people might not expect me to say this, was driving through beautiful New Liskeard.
I don't think anybody's ever said that before. What'd you like about New Liskeard so far? The fact that I showed you the house where I bailed on the guy and voided all my checks after I moved out?
No, that was a really insightful look as to who you are and who you were as a person.
I was 19.
But no, it wasn't that. But it was one of the other memories that we got to share together of your time. For those who don't know, Brock's first real radio job was in New Liskeard.
Yeah.
And you were telling me all about the station you worked at. We drove by the building and you were telling me about your coworkers. And then
You're going to bring this up.
and then being the nosy Nelly that I am, I started looking them all up on social media, and turns out they're more than coworkers now.
That was so crazy. He's like, well, I was telling him about my boss, and I only worked there for 8 weeks, and the guy was a real dick to me. He was not happy at the fact that I was leaving after 8 weeks.
Yeah.
And then Dobby's like, oh, I'm going to look this guy up on Facebook. And as I'm telling him stories, I'm like, yeah, it was this guy, blah, blah, blah. And then there was this girl, Shannon, and Dobby's like, well, you're never going to believe who he's in a relationship with.
Which, again, God bless the internet for giving us more information than we ever needed.
He was the program director, and maybe I shouldn't be saying people's names on this, but the lady who I just said her name was doing the afternoon drive, and they would always be so chummy in the office. So as soon as you told me that they're now in a relationship, it blew my mind because they both had spouses, they both had kids and everything too.
Well, they still do. Different ones.
Technically, you're not wrong on that, but it's crazy how many people in our industry we started talking about after that hook up through radio.
Yeah. So some great friends of ours from back out in Alberta work together as co-hosts, still work together as co-hosts. Just had a massive wedding.
There were some friends that we had in Saskatchewan that that most definitely crossed paths.
Yeah. They got a little bundle of joy now and living together. I think we'll just end that story where that ends.
Sure. I don't know if they listen to this podcast.
There's just something about when you work together with somebody you spend so much time in each other's proximity that it does, depending on the job, tend to foster those feelings, those moments between two people.
I want to know if that guy still works there, because you can't legally be somebody's boss and start hooking up with them and keep your job.
Legally you can, yeah. There's
you?
nothing illegal about being in a relationship with someone that you work with, even if they are technically your underling or whatever.
I thought there was some power kind of
morally
construct.
It's probably not the best look to be yeah, she used to work for me.
What industry do you think sees the most coworkers hooking up?
I've always thought that it's the nightlife industry, bars and stuff like that.
You think so?
You always see stories about kitchen staff, bartenders, hosts, hostesses, that sort of thing.
I'll agree with I would say kitchens.
Gents in general.
That's gotta be number one, man. There is so much tension in there. I don't think people realize how much marinating is going on behind the scenes.
Well, because you're in such tight quarters, you're spending time very close to one another. You're working through trauma, to be honest, the way that most kitchens operate. And then because you work such different and odd hours, who are you going to go hang out with other than those same people?
Yeah, you don't realize that your server is doing more than tapping kegs. You know what I mean? Like you get your food and you're sitting there and enjoying it, and you don't realize that that plate came with so much sexual tension.
You could cut it with the knife that's beside the plate.
The number one answer from people on our text line right now for what workplace sees the most coworkers hook up is got to be people working in the kitchen.
It's just too much close proximity. It's people bumping shoulders, elbows, and other things.
I did find an article from the Huffington Post that says 48 to 54% of people at their workplace admit to hooking up with a coworker, which is pretty high, actually.
In the kitchen industry or just in general?
Just in general.
Damn.
They say 75% of people have had some form of a romantic relationship. It might not be hooking up, but could
maybe
be something.
Something a little more serious, or maybe even something as casual as having like a work wife, work husband sort of thing.
They say 20 to 40% of those people ended up being in a committed relationship.
What a drop off between hooking up and sticking it out.
There is a top 5 of the highest professions with like coworkers hooking up, and food and hospitality, the kitchen industry, does come in at number 1 there.
Unsurprising that would be number 1.
The other answer that swarmed our text line is number 2. It is the healthcare industry, so your nurses, your doctors, all that kind of stuff.
Well, I mean, I've never worked in healthcare personally, but just based on the sheer number of hospital dramas on television, I believe it.
Everything you see on Grey's Anatomy is in fact real.
It's very accurate.
The fashion industry coming in at number 3.
Oh, there's just too many sexy people all in one place.
Emergency services coming in at number 4. So that includes your police, your firefighters, and your paramedics.
I knew a guy who was a paramedic who used to tell some stories about how it can get. That's another one where like you see so much like bad in the world, or like your adrenaline gets so pumping that yeah, it makes sense. You're going to need to take that out somewhere.
And I mean, maybe you're showing up on the scene all the time and you're seeing the same cops, the same firefighters, and you're like, hey, I bought the calendar. Like,
dude, imagine you see 2 cops show up at like a break-in at your house and they're just making eyes at each other across the car. Come on, hey, focus up.
As you're burning alive. Coming in at number 5, this one is very shocking.
Okay.
Construction.
Oh, interesting.
So maybe all those beef sparked on the job sites. There's a little more to that.
Maybe it's all coming from a place of like some raw emotion, some heat.
Yeah.
And also, when you think about it, like it is a real blue collar job, right? So you go out, you work hard, and then what do you do afterwards? You always see big crews will go out, hit the bar, have some drinks, blow off some steam, finish up the night with a real exercise.
You ever see a construction site that's taking way too long in town?
That's why.
Now you know why. We got to hang out with the girls from Plush, which if you don't know this band, I hope we start playing them on the radio. They were super kick-ass.
Yeah, man. I think that was probably like, obviously you're playing on a show with The Offspring. People are going to talk about The Offspring. But afterwards, like most people I talked to were like, what about Plush? Great band.
Yeah, they're like a bunch of girls that are in like their early 20s. It was their first time in Canada. I was talking with the bass player, Ashley, who, did you know her dad like worked with Ace Frehley and was like a guitar tech for Alice in Chains and all this stuff she was telling me?
I had seen that like she had done some vocals for some bigger names when she was a little kid, but I hadn't heard that. That's incredible.
Yeah, but they said that it was their first time in Canada. And when I was talking with the bass player, she asked me, she's like, what would you suggest are some things we should try or do like while we're in Canada? And I kind of froze up. I was like, I don't know, poutine?
You didn't hand her your emergency butter tart? You didn't pull out a bottle of syrup?
Well, it's terrible because all the things that I could think of were like food related. I was like, have you ever had a Nanaimo bar before?
Right. Have you tried a beaver tail yet? You default to like these Canadian snack ideas and stuff like that. It's tough to think of like, to boil down the things that are the Canadian experience that we're sort of numb to because it's just how we live our lives.
Well, I mean, it's kind of different because I feel like when we drive over to the States, we're like, oh, they have all this food that we don't have, but we have a lot of it. They just have like more flavors of it.
Sure.
Is kind of the thing. So I did suggest, try a Caesar while you're here. And she was like, what's that? I was like, well, it's a Bloody Mary, but it's way better here.
Way better. Almost not the same thing, to be honest.
I was encouraging that like our beer was stronger than theirs, which she was arguing me on that.
I did catch that she was trying to fight that fight and then, like most Americans, realized the folly of her ways.
I did tell her that you have to listen to some Tragically Hip. Like, I mean, you can do that while you're back home, but it seems proper to do it, especially if you're driving through Canada right now.
There's just something about our soil that makes the songs resonate in a different way.
I just like I couldn't really think of any other thing. Like, what is the true Canadian experience? She did ask me, she's like, do we have to go to Tim Hortons? And I was like,
no,
yeah, you could probably skip over that one.
If you have a time machine, you have to go to Tim Hortons. But in 2026, the Tim Hortons where you're from is the same as the one here.
You ain't missing out on anything, gal.
You're not missing out. Things are a little different these days.
It is weird that people associate Tim Hortons with our country when like 90% of our country is over Tim Hortons.
Honest to God. Like, I mean, if you really want the Canadian experience, what you got to do is you got to go walk around in the downtown of, honestly, any city until someone bumps into you and then you apologize to them. And that's a Canadian moment.
What I should have told her to do is go to a grocery store and say, I'm just going to squeeze right past you. We do got a good friend of the show, Baz, on the phone. Now, Baz, you moved to Canada from England, so I'm curious, what blew your mind, or what was your best experience when you first moved to Canada? Anything like that?
I stopped using my mirrors and indicators when I was driving. And as I say, that's Kingston specific. I can't speak for everywhere, but certainly that.
I've been in enough places in Canada. No, you got it.
When I came to Canada, I got addicted to chicken wings.
I never thought of chicken wings as one of the selling features of Canadian cuisine before.
Well, it's better than poutine. There's a hot take.
You better hang on to that citizenship card of yours, brother. The authorities are on their way.
I'm deporting Baz right now.
Hey, you can't deport me. I haven't got citizenship. I'm basically hanging there on the dinghy.
I think everybody across the globe right now would agree that it's way too hot this summer.
Yeah, it's hot too.
And it's hot. There's a huge heat wave going across North America, but also all across the world. And Japan is facing a lot of the heat that we're dealing with. So some scientists have created human fridges that they're installing on Japan's streets to help people keep cold.
What is a human fridge?
So basically, it's just like a giant box that'll be on the sidewalk.
Okay.
And then you go in with some coins, some bills, or maybe you tap your debit card. And then you just get cold air blasted at you for like 10 minutes.
You're basically getting to stand inside a very tiny air-conditioned room until your body temperature comes back down.
You know what it is we were talking about working in the kitchen earlier in a whole different way, but one of the best ways to cool off in the kitchen is just go in the walk-in cooler.
Yeah.
It's like that just in the middle of the street.
Just a walk-in cooler on the corner, like the old speaker's corner box, but it's just for chilling out for a minute.
Yeah.
Although, I have to think, that's gonna be gross.
Oh, it's gonna be disgusting.
Imagine walking in and finding somebody with their tongue stuck to, like, depending on how cold it is, they're stuck to the wall.
Well, just even think about like being at the gym and sitting down on a seat that someone didn't wipe down after they used it.
Right, and specifically, the only people going into these human cold boxes are going to be the overheated, super sweaty ones.
Mm-hmm.
What's the sanitation process?
Plus, God can only imagine what people are going to use these booths for.
Oh, they need to make sure there's windows in the cold box. We need to be able to see what's happening in there.
You know those BuzzFeed quizzes that are so much fun? Yeah, that's not what this is. It's the quiz with Brock and Dalby.
I know I'm asking you to use your head a lot when
Yeah.
we do the quiz. So I was thinking, since I'm making you use your head, how about you give me some head songs here? I'll give you a band, and you tell me what is their song with head in the title, okay?
So the word head in some capacity is in the title of the song.
Correct.
By the artist you're about to name.
Correct.
These always go well. I always get such high scores on this style of quiz.
Just keep your head on tight.
Yeah.
And you should be able to figure it out.
Keep your head up.
First one I feel like is pretty easy. When I say Paul Anka.
Sorry. Did you just say Paul Anka?
Paul Anka.
That's the opener.
Yeah.
That's the starter.
This is an easy
That's
one.
where we're going.
You don't got this?
No, I don't. I don't know a Paul Anka song.
Yes, you do.
Put your head on my shoulder.
You don't know this song?
See, this is the thing. You watch all these horror movies that go back into like the 1950s to pull out creepy ass songs, and then you look at me like, why don't I know them?
Don't you disrespect Paul Anka. That's a banger.
That's a banger, he says.
All right, well, this should be an easy one. I thought I had two off the top of you. When I say Trapped, what's their head song?
Headstrong.
Damn right it is.
A song that's been played by a person under the age of 75 in the past year. What a treat.
Who?
This. I'm saying no one under 75 is playing Paul Anka.
I thought you were saying Paul Anka did a cover of this.
Dude, I would listen to that. Is he alive?
I don't have that answer for you.
Big Paul Anka guy over here.
All right, next
one.
one.
And one.
Next one, Zach Brown Band.
Oh, no, this is a good one. Heavy is the Head.
Yes, I thought I'd stump you on that.
No,
Did get rock radio play.
Yeah, this was Zach Brown Band's brief foray. This is the one he did with Chris Cornell.
Yes.
Yeah, man, it was a good song.
All right, we're 2 for 3. You're using your head so far here. Let's see if you can get this one. You say it's one of your favorite bands, 9 Inch Nails.
Head Like a Hole.
There you go.
Yeah. Great song.
Turns out you don't have a head like a hole here this morning.
Would also love to hear Paul Anka cover this one.
All right, there we go. The kid is hot today.
Yeah.
Next one, when I say Junk House.
Is it Out of My Head? Is it? Okay. Woo. Right out of my head.
I mean, you want to talk about Paul Anka. Can you name me another Junk House song besides this?
Brother, if the theme of the quiz wasn't head songs, I couldn't have named you that one.
To quote Trap, the head is very strong with this one here this morning.
I don't like that sentence. I don't care for it.
Now, to go with only one wrong answer in the quiz here this morning, can you finish it off strong with Rage Against the Machine?
Oh, no. Rage Against the Machine with a head song.
Yes, that's the theme for today.
I don't think I got it.
You don't got it?
I don't think I got it. Yeah, that's how I feel most Mondays.
Jesus.
A bullet in my head.
Oh my God. All right, we got a new contest starting today called You're Fired.
That's right. And this was an idea from friend of the show, Andrew, who used to be a teacher who would play this game with his kids to get them to come up with sort of creative story ideas of how did someone get fired. So today we're asking for your stories on the text line, 762-555 in voice memo form. How did the teacher get fired?
All right. If you are not one of our students tattling or maybe a parent, you are a judge. So 762-555.
If you're not in the PTA.
Yeah. First one in here is from Matt.
Hey, this is Matt, and in grade 8, my teacher got fired for going to a zoo. We were at a trip to Montreal, an overnight trip in Montreal, and our teacher snuck out, and he went to this place called Pig Al's, which is just a zoo in Montreal. Was weird, but he came back all sparkly anyway. He got fired for that.
For those of us who don't know what a Pig Al's is.
I'll say this guy's a total liar. Pig Al's is in Gatineau, you fool.
So you abandoned the kids to go have a little fun? All right. I like that.
All right. What's Jim got for us here?
Hey, James here. So, when I was in elementary school, we had a substitute teacher, and one day the power went out when he was teaching us, and he had a full-blown panic attack. Started thinking it was the end of the world, everyone hiding under their desks and everything, and it was just the power outage. Funny thing, this one's actually true.
Oh wow. God, that's, yeah, probably, like, I feel bad for the guy, because obviously going through some stuff, but you cannot be responsible for 20 to 35 young children.
The kids start freaking out. You're like, I'm scared too.
I don't know what to do.
Let's see what Sam's got here.
The teacher got fired because he was teaching the kids about gravity and was just throwing the kids off the top of the slide.
I feel like that's what I would be as a teacher.
I hope that's real.
This is scientific, children.
We got Jordan here.
This is Jordan. This is my story of why my teacher was fired. Summer going into grade 10, Mr. Smith was hired, and by end of first semester, We had SWAT crews in the school looking for him because apparently he was wanted for a murder case in his country of origin.
I can't tell if this is made up or real.
I mean, that's a crazy thing to make up. Crazy thing to have happened, but holy hell.
Oh my God.
Imagine being a student and the cops come person. Where's your teacher? Where's he at?
If I was failing that class, it'd be like right over there. It's right there. I always knew I didn't like you. Okay, we've got Lisa here.
So when I was in grade 2, I actually got my teacher fired. And to make myself feel better, we're not going to say what year that was, but it was a while ago before things were legal. And I saw smoke billowing out of my teacher's car in the parking lot. So ran to the principal, told the principal that pretty sure Mrs. So-and-so's car is on fire. Someone needs to check on her. And sure enough, no, she had hotboxed herself during lunch recess. And yeah, by me sending the principal out there, got her fired. Our class had no idea, and we all thought she died in the fire.
Because, I mean, I guess they're not going to explain it to you.
Yeah, the principal's not going to come into the classroom and be like, so Mrs. So-and-so will not be teaching
She's
anymore.
no longer with us.
Because she got caught blazing it in the parking lot. That's hilarious. Because at first she's like, I got my teacher fired and I feel bad. But then, like, what are you doing hotboxing the car in the school parking lot?
I'm always wondering who is taking the extra hot lunches. All makes sense now, doesn't it? All right, 762-555. Who do you think won? Round of applause. I honestly can't tell which ones are real and which ones are fake.
Which is a good sign of some good storytelling.
It seemed like a lot of those were actually real. So.
I think I love the teacher getting fired for smoking weed in the parking
teacher,
lot.
yeah.
There's also a small part of me, though, that did love the one about the teacher throwing kids down the slide.
That one's good too. The baked teacher one is, I mean, as far as we know from Lisa, it's a true story.
As far as we could tell, yeah. She didn't say like, hey, let me tell you guys a story.
Text line saying baked teacher a lot.
Hotbox Lisa, baked teacher.
All right. Hey, I mean, the teacher didn't get anything, but you get a ding and a round of applause and $100 in Lotto Max tickets, all right?
For more Brock and Dalby, tune in weekday mornings 5:30 to 9.